Honestly, and I have no artistic bone in my body, boy. I can't draw, color, none of that stuff. Man. I can't play no
Yeah, color.
instruments. I can't, boy. I can't do none of that. So, I think for me, I'm more looking forward to what my daughter can teach me. You know,
Ooh.
like we said, like these kids, they know so much stuff. They learn so much more. I just again looking at my cousins and my sister-in-law and all of them. I feel like I just learned so much from these young kids, and I just know my daughter is going to be into something that I couldn't even have thought of being interesting, right? And it's going to be like a whole new world to me. I love you, Daddy.
This is For Fathers, a podcast for fathers to uplift and encourage each other with the understanding we are the forefathers of the next generation. I'm eloQuint. This is episode 117. Today I got my boy, my main man, Nick Willis, man, star on the field, man. That's that guy right there. Tell everybody what's up, my brother.
Man, what's going on? What's going on, man? Like you said, Nick Willis, man. Like I wasn't nothing compared to what Q was on that basketball court.
Stop lying.
I'm telling you, I
Stop
wasn't
lying.
nothing, man. But happy to be here. Chopping it up with my brother again. It's been too long, and I'm so happy. He asked me to be a guest here today.
Yeah, bro, it's definitely a pleasure. I really appreciate it. I really want to jump right in because you just got out of the season that I'm in. It's been a little minute since I been in pregnancy. Well, obviously I'm not pregnant, but
Yeah.
I've been in pregnancy, man. You just jumped out. So I do want to know for you, what was your most memorable moment and throughout the pregnancy phase? And then after that, tell me what was your biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge, man. So definitely, I mean, the most memorable moment for sure was just seeing that positive pregnancy test, man. Positive pregnancy test. Like, my wife and I had talked about, this process and getting pregnant, right, for so long. And the one thing they don't tell you about in school is how hard that process really can be. So for months, I feel like maybe a year, maybe plus, like we were trying and, things weren't going the way we had expected to. In my head, I'm like, hey, first time, I'm gonna go ahead, we're going to go ahead and get this thing knocked out. And it did not go like that, right? So I think seeing that positive pregnancy test, as a matter of fact, I think it happened like a couple of days before my birthday, right? So it hit me. It was a lot of emotion going on there. And that was probably the biggest highlight for me.
So before you even go to the next one, I definitely got to ask about that. So, like, I've never like sat down, like, let's get pregnant. So like, what's the thought process? Like, did you wait till you had like enough money in the bank? Like, what was y'all conclusion to make y'all want to start getting pregnant?
Yeah. So, really it was a lot of conversation, right? And anybody that's known me for years, like honestly, having kids was not on the top of my list. Like I would have been cool, like getting married, never having kids, like to be honest. And so when it got to that point of like us getting married, right? My wife comes from a pretty big family. She's got, 5 other siblings, and we just had that conversation with me, like, hey, I kind of want kids, and we would chop it up about it. So we kind of came up with a plan, right? In my head, it was like, all right, I need X, Y, and Z money. I need to make sure I got the house first and blah, blah, blah. Man, ain't none of that stuff happening. None of that. What ended up happening was, we got married in November of 22. And we just kind of were like, all right, we at least want to give it a full year of it just being us living that married life. And then we'll just kind of see what happens after that. So, my wife was on birth control pretty much that entire time. And then once that year mark came, she was like, okay, I'll get off. We'll just kind of see what goes on. And we kind of just went from there. So it was At that time, I was still living in Chicago, right? And we knew that we were gonna eventually hopefully have a kid. So we went ahead, packed up everything, moved down. Actually, ended up moving in with my mom for a little bit, with the whole plan again: save that money, try to buy that house. But the market was crazy. Things weren't playing out the way we wanted it to, and ended up just so happened that we ended up getting pregnant before even buying the house. And being all as stable as we want it to be. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it all ended up working out, but just in reverse order that we had planned it.
Oh, that's what's up. That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I like I said, I never actually like did that before. I didn't have no planned pregnancies. I got 5 kids. I ain't planned out
yeah,
one of them. So like, I was like, I never like knew what the
yeah.
thought process was going into that. But that's cool that it still worked out that way. So, what was your
Oh,
what was the hardest struggle you had throughout pregnancy?
man, I think the hardest thing is just and kind of like what I was saying, like when you have this plan and stuff doesn't go the way you want it to, just kind of figuring out how to like bounce back. So I think the hardest thing for me was, as a man, I'm thinking, hey, first time we getting pregnant, this is how it's gonna be, right? And after months of things not working out, I see that how that's affecting my wife, right? And she's feeling like it's her, and we're going to the doctors and getting checked out and whatever. And it got to a point where I was like, hold on, maybe it's not her, maybe this is me. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I start needing to go to the doctor. And um, really, I think like looking back on it, man, one thing that I truly believe is like stress. Man, stress can mess you up in so many different ways, boy.
You never
So
lied.
I think, and I still do have a lot of this stuff going on, obviously, in my head, but just worried about the house, worried about the car, worried about how my wife's doing, worried about all these different things. I think wasn't allowing me to do what I need to do, properly. So, right, man, I ended up having to really like go to the doctor, like get checked out, um, and basically, she laughed at me. My doctor did when I told her like all these things that was going on in my life. She's like, "Whoa, you are literally like this is a lot." She's like, the most, the average person is trying to deal with these things one thing at a time. You're trying to do it all at once. She's like, you got to slow down, man. Like I said, a couple days after that, after I had that conversation, like no joke, I think I went to the doctor probably like early July, maybe late June, and then my birthday is the 19th of July. So right in between that time is when we got that positive pregnancy test.
Man, just
Yeah,
like that, huh?
I mean, I'm telling you, just like that, man. I had to let a lot of stress go, and everything's been pretty much smooth sailing since then.
I mean, it's hard for us sometimes, especially as men, especially where the school we came from. Like we used to putting everything on at one time and doing it
Oh
all
yeah,
and making
oh
sure,
yeah,
just scheduling our day out, or whatever the case may be, just being athletes in general.
man. Listen,
So
I
I
felt like
feel
I was
that.
living like Superman, for the longest. And then when stuff don't go your way, man, like matter of fact, I explained this to one of my homies the other day. He's going through kind of the same process we all been through. His girl just got pregnant and everything, but I was telling him it's literally like being in that weight room, and I felt like I've got the bar on my back. I'm going down. I'm just something else gets on there. I'm going down. Something else gets on there, and then like right when you feel like you can't get up, well, I had that baby, and it's like I stood right up with it. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just mental, man. I had to cut out what I had to cut out, focus on what was important, what was right then and there, and everything worked out right after that.
That's awesome, man. So I
Yeah.
had a guest on the other day, or a couple episodes ago, and he talked about like when he went through that struggle, how
Mhm,
it kind of like gave him problems in their marriage because they started blaming each other and stuff like that.
mhm.
Like, did you have to go through a phase in those couple months that you was waiting and unsure
Yeah,
what the problem was? Y'all have any beef or not? Not beef, but like
yeah,
you had a
yeah.
little marital combat
So
throughout
to be
that.
honest, no, we really didn't, and I really gotta thank God, man. My wife is one of the coolest people I ever met, man. Because even when all this stuff is going on and it's stressful for sure, I mean, she handled all of pregnancy like a champ, like way better than I would have done, hands down, bro. Like I personally cannot complain. I didn't have any problems. I know she probably was more frustrated than she put on,
Yeah,
but I mean, I honestly, man, nothing, dog, nothing.
that's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
I've heard that how sometimes the blame game can be put out there, and just when, like you say, if you stressed out, you start saying things you don't mean. So I'm glad
Yeah.
that I never went down that road.
So I'll be honest, man. I feel like I was harder, probably, like I said, on myself than
Mhm.
anything. And it was just, I mean, a lot of dark late nights, man. You sitting there like,
Yeah,
man, what am I doing? Like, it's like something wrong. Like, you know what I mean? So I was probably a lot harder on myself, but luckily it was never anything towards each other. None of that.
that's awesome, man. So after the baby is born, right? You got your daughter here.
Yes, sir.
The most beautiful thing in the world. I already know.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
what was it like for you in that room? I know, like you said, the months and its anticipation, the pregnancy, and so when the baby's coming and when the baby came out, like, what was that like for you? That was my moment of realization. Like, I knew I was going to be a father, but until I saw that baby come out, I said, "Oh, I'm a father." So how was
Yeah,
that for you?
man. Let me tell you, man. It was honestly one of the craziest experiences I think of my life, right? And so going into the pregnancy, or I'm sorry, going into like getting ready for delivery and everything, every once again, I had this plan in my head how things were gonna go, right? I'm gonna drop my wife. We had planned to, get induced. I was gonna take her up there. We were gonna sit there and go through everything. Man, I'm sitting in my house working on a Friday afternoon. She had like some appointment she had to go to. It's the only appointment the entire pregnancy I didn't make it to, right? I'm like, hey, I got a lot of stuff I got to do. We're getting induced on Monday. There's nothing can go wrong, right? So she she goes to the appointment by herself. I get a call. It's just like, hey, I need you here right now. This is happening. So I'm dropping everything, bro.
Sheesh.
Running out running out the house, and I left all the lights on. I'm thinking, okay, like the baby's coming right now. I'm thinking like right now. So as a matter of fact, I'm sorry, this was a Thursday because baby was born on Saturday. So yeah, baby, it's a Thursday night. So I get to the hospital and I'm freaking. I'm running to the room like, is the baby here? Like, did I miss it? And he's like, no, like calm down. Like we still got some time. But basically, what ended up happening was they were saying that the baby was pushing like 10 pounds or something at the time, and so they were like, yeah, I bet. That's what they were saying from the ultrasound, man. So they were like, yeah, we can't let this keep on going. We gotta go ahead and get this baby out of here. So I went ahead and admitted my wife and everything. But uh, long story short, baby didn't end up coming till about Saturday, 7:30 or so, right?
In the morning or afternoon?
In the afternoon, right? At night. So
Oh,
I'm in this hospital, bro. No joke. I didn't sleep from Thursday till that baby was born, and even a couple of days after, honestly. But um, what ended up happening, like we went through some complications with, the dilation and everything, and her epidural wasn't working right, and all this stuff. So just trying to stay up with her and get her through that pain, right, was keeping me up, obviously. And so once I had talked all this trash, man. I don't want to be in the room. Like, I don't want to watch the baby come out. I'm a little squeamish when it comes to some blood and stuff. So I was like, man, I don't want to be in there, pass out in front of these people and whatever. So when it actually came time, I mean, like, yeah, my wife handled everything like a champ, bro. Like, she pushed for all of maybe like 30 minutes. And so
really?
it happened so fast that, I'm sitting there talking with her, and all of a sudden it's like, doctors and stuff to start rushing in with the carts. And I'm asking, and I asked one of the nurses, I said, hey, where my scrubs at? Where you need me? And she's like, no, don't worry about none of that. Like, if you get in the way, we're just gonna push you out of the way and we'll step over you. I said, okay, well, what if I pass out? Oh, don't worry about that. We're gonna step right over you. Like, we cracking jokes in there, right? By the time I, cracked my little jokes, man, I kid you not, man, it felt like my wife pushed the baby out. The doctor caught the baby with one hand, wrapped it up, and tossed her to me. That's what it felt like. Felt like
That's a
Odell
Martin
Beckham out
Martin.
there.
Yeah.
Man, it felt crazy. So And it all happened so fast. Next thing you know, one of the nurses was like, "Dad, cut the umbilical cord." And I just kind of blanked out. I'm just grabbed the scissors. I walked in and just, you know, I know I was looking crazy in there, right?
Yeah.
But at that moment, and to be honest, bro, I cried, man. I really did because I was so happy. I just couldn't believe it, right? But then things got a little scary for us, man. So my wife actually was going through some bleeding, some uncontrollable bleeding that they couldn't get wrapped up. I mentioned a little bit earlier she was having issues with her epidural, so she was in way more pain than she should have been. And so at this point, they basically like they took the baby off her, gave the baby to me, and I literally had to just watch my wife go through surgery, this pain, this craziness for like the next 2 hours, like straight, bro. And so it was tough. Like it was a very short-lived like excitement for me. And right after, probably about 9, 10 o'clock, once they got everything wrapped up, I'm still kind of like emotionally scarred, I mean, watching, my wife go through that. And honestly, that baby saved my life, bro, because she, from what I hear, most babies, and you probably can attest to this, most babies come out and it's like they sleep, the whole time, right? My baby came out, and I kid you not, she stared at me, bro, looked me in my eyes that entire situation. And it was just kind
Really?
of like, it was like she was communicating with me or something, man, just kind of telling me like, bro, like everything's good, no need to panic, you know what I mean? And bro, like I owe that baby everything, because it was tough situation for sure.
Man, that's pretty dope. She was staring at you the whole time?
Bro, I kid you not. That baby was born at 7 o'clock. She ain't blinked until the next day. Stared at me
Wow.
the whole time. All that stuff was going on in that room. It was just me and her, bro. Just
Wow.
getting
You
through
talked to
it.
her a lot in the womb?
Funny enough, I really didn't. I was one of them people. I thought it was silly. I didn't think that she would really be hearing me. And now looking back on it, I wish I did do it a little bit more. Um, But obviously, I would talk to my wife.
Yeah.
We
So
had
she was
lots of
hearing.
conversations. So I do think she was hearing me, but I wish I had focused more on talking
Yeah.
to her.
That junk, man, that junk weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like to me,
Yeah,
it's I do it, but it's like so weird.
I,
But
I
I love when they kick when I be talking, but it's never not been weird for me.
yeah,
I
it
feel you.
was interesting. Maybe if we do this again, I'll lock in on that piece. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, man, it's been crazy.
Yeah, man. So take me back to to that time we were just talking about, when your wife is going through all that, man. Like, were you able to say encouraging words? Like, were you was just there, like
Yeah,
like not starstruck, like just awestruck and like just worried, fear? Like, what was going on the inside?
yeah, man. It was definitely a lot of all the above, bro. All the above. When it's first happening, right? And for me, I can see the panic on the doctor's face, right? I can see my wife's face, and she's getting pale, and she's trying to throw up, and all these different things, right? But at the same time, I can see her looking at me, and she even told me this later down the road, like, she could see me looking at the baby, and she was like, okay, I got to make it for them, right? And one thing we kind of talked about afterwards was, the whole pregnancy, the whole time, you always worried about like the baby. Is the baby fine? Is the baby breathing? Is the baby growing? And then like never once did we think like something could be wrong with my wife. Like my wife couldn't make it, right? And so, definitely those first couple minutes were scary, man. I remember, the nurse that was helping us, but she had to come give me a hug, dog. I'm sure my face was blank. Like, I didn't know what
Yeah.
to do, what to say. Um, but after a while, like certain things like just started kicking in. I remember like, I had to get up, like hand my wife something. She was trying to throw up, like get her a bag, and um, the doctor was, she hadn't been there through all the issues with the epidural. And so they were trying to like get that situated. And I was like, hey, look, that's not going to work. Whatever y'all trying to do with that machine, like my man, he tried that like 6 times over the last couple of days. Got to go get the specialist, and they got to give the I forget what they call it now, but basically where they push it in manually, right? But yeah, I remember like even the doctor looking at me like, "Hey, I really appreciate you speaking up because like that just saved us a lot of time, a lot of headache, right?" So then at that point, it was kind of like my, I don't know, instincts of survival, making sure that like everybody was good. And so um, yeah, after that, I mean, until I felt like everything was comfortable, that was like when the adrenaline kind of started coming down. And it was like, okay, trying to dissect what just happened. What did we all just go through? Uh, there's now a baby here. Like, what is going to happen next? And again, it was so interesting because my daughter did not sleep. I mean, for hours. So I mean, we literally had her, between myself and my wife, like, mainly me because she was on, so much medication. Just trying to figure out, man, I had never really held a kid this long in my life. I had never dealt with crying babies this small or anything. So, I got her trying to like coach me up on the side, and I'm trying to just, man, really just figure it out. You know, uh, One thing that I have learned, and I thought people were joking, when they say your fatherly instincts will kick in,
Like that.
bro,
Like that.
instantly, like like all these things that felt so foreign, changing diapers and swaddling. Man, it felt like I had been doing it for years, bro. I mean, of course, the first one or two
Yeah,
was a little rough,
fumbling through.
but after that, bro, it's been a breeze, man. Way easier than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that is amazing, isn't it? Like, I
Yeah,
always tell the story of my daughter like coughing up and getting phlegm stuck in her
yeah.
nose, and she was choking and stuff, and I just like swooped in and just daggone did what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, I didn't know I knew how to do that. Man,
Listen,
that's so amazing how our instincts kick in like that.
I definitely got faster, boy. If that baby cough right now, I promise you, I'll be up there, check on her, and be back before you blink. I promise you, I will.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome that you stepped in like that though, because that's like probably not like your first, I guess, fatherly thing, but like just like your man of the house thing when with a family. You have your wife
Yeah,
and everything, but with your family, you really stepped in and you talked and you spoke up because that's and you like you say, your adrenaline didn't come down until the things were done. I
yeah,
think that's the composure you had, the poise. I think that's dope. Like you said, it just rose up in you in the
yeah.
perfect time.
And the crazy thing, like, and I mentioned a little bit earlier, bro, like I don't do well with blood and
Hmm.
surgery and all that kind of stuff. I could never be a doctor, bro. But like in that moment, I mean, I wish I don't want to scare you in that, but I wish I could just really describe what that room looked like at that time. I mean, it looked like something out of a horror movie. I'm not gonna lie. And
Yeah.
looking back, I was like, what kept me from passing out? Like what kept me from, just not, again, like you said, not saying anything, man. And
Mhm.
I do not know to this day.
Mm. Yeah, God working on you, man,
It's,
working in you, that
that is a
spirit
fact.
moving.
That is a fact. I could look, God be looking out for me, man, all the time.
Yeah, that's
All the
awesome, man. So through all that, and then your first 4 months of having a little one with you, man, you think that has grown you as a couple, married and your marriage and maybe in your communication or just even your expression of love because you get
time.
that close to losing
Mhm.
somebody. Do you think that kind of maybe reinvigorated something, just whatever? Like, do you feel anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. A little bit of everything, man. Like you said, when you're that close to losing somebody like that, it makes you. And I never really take any days for granted, right? But I definitely try not to take really anything for granted now. Experiencing my wife's like, hey, I want to go get ice cream in the middle of the night, and this, and hey, you got
Let's
it,
go.
right?
Let's go.
We doing it. And definitely I think the communication part is changing. I want to say it's totally changed because I feel like we've always had pretty good communication, right? But those first 2 weeks or so was insane, going through like cluster feeding and just bringing a new baby into our house and our space that we never had before. um there were certain things like, man, just going back to the Dell life, man, and that no sleep and that being
Yeah.
able to jump up and just get active when you
Mhm.
running on nothing. I think that really helped me. When my wife was dead tired, I'm teaching her. I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to learn how to fall asleep like this. Get
Mhm.
that little 5-minute nap, that 10-minute nap. Like you're gonna need that.
We needed
And
those.
bro, I'm telling you, and I'm so good, man. That's the most important thing that Dale taught me how to do. And I just remember like that first couple of weeks. I mean, I kid you not, we laying in the bed. My wife would be breastfeeding, I'd be asleep. As soon as the baby's done, I jump up, I'm rocking her, doing whatever I gotta do. I'm like, hey, go to sleep. She fall right asleep. All right, baby start getting fussy again. Hey, here go the baby. Pass it back. I'm right back asleep. And I feel like we did that for like at least a good week or so straight, dog. So it's definitely been interesting, but I couldn't do it without my wife at all, man. She holding it down, man. She knows so much stuff about just taking care of kids and the bottles and the right diapers to use, the right wipe to use, man. So
Like, how they know all that stuff? I swear, like, where y'all get this information from? I ain't never heard nothing like this before.
bro, she'll tell me some stuff, and I'll be like, "It's your first kid?" Like, how many times have you done this? So man, I really gotta thank her because I mean, she taught me everything. She taught me it all. I couldn't do any of it without her at all, brother. Couldn't do it.
Like you said, like we saying off air, that's the beauty of marriage, bro.
Yeah.
It really is. That we sharpen each other. We make, our wives pick up where we lack,
Yes, sir.
and as she gets older, you're gonna learn about the emotional stuff. I don't know how in tune emotions you are right now, but I'm telling you, your wife is gonna help you a lot with that. Because my daughters, man, I be fussing at them. Like everybody's just like, you can't talk to them like that. You gotta calm it down a little bit. You gotta be a little softer. Like when they was learning to ride the bike, I'd be fussing at them like, man, if you don't get on this daggone bike.
Hey, look, I think that's really the beautiful thing about a daughter. And like I said, boy, I know God don't make no mistakes. I know he knows what he was doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely need to be a calmer human being. I definitely need that. And so there'll be times like she'll be crying and boy, I'll be frustrated. I could rock her for 30 minutes straight. She don't like the way I do it. As soon as my wife grab her, out, gone. Right. And so my wife she'll just come up, she'll just tap me, hey, you gotta calm down a little bit. She can feel you being stressed out or blah, blah, blah. And it like I have definitely become a calmer person in these last 4 months for sure.
but like this even speak on that. It does make you feel a way when your kid don't go to sleep for you, or your kid don't eat for you, or like that. I don't know like how that makes you, but it makes me I'm like, man, I feel so incompetent.
Man,
I love you too.
Yeah, Brand. I have said that out loud, and I probably shouldn't have said it, but I've been like, dang, you don't mess with me, like you don't love me no more. I know she don't understand what I'm saying right now, but I definitely have felt some kind of way, and even just last night, I rocked her for about 30 minutes. It felt like my wife get her for 2 seconds, calm as can be, And so, it was funny because even today, maybe this morning, my wife, she was like, some days she just don't mess with me. Some days she just don't mess with you. But when she's not messing with one of us, she has to mess with the other one. So,
right.
There are days I got her this morning and she slept on my arms for maybe 2 hours. I feel like, man. So, it ain't all bad.
Yeah. Nah, most definitely, man. It's like it's all ups and downs, like everything, like our seasons, our marriages. It's always ups and downs, man. But it's a beautiful thing. And then one day not one day, but like, one day, but like as she grows up, man, she gonna be a girl dad, bro. Like there ain't no doubt about it. That daughter love, bro. I'm ×4 with it. Hey,
yes,
I promise
sir.
you ain't nothing like it. I promise.
You got to give me the sauce, man. What is it? Well, how do I go ahead and make sure I'm the one?
Bro, you just treat her right, man.
Okay.
You treat her right. You do what you're supposed to do. Like kids are so observant. They notice what you do. Like even with my oldest, like I said, I got through marriage with my oldest. Like so, she was 6 when I met her.
Okay.
She's 9, about to turn 10. Yeah, so she was 6 when I met her, and now, like from then to now, I mean, I'm telling you, like wide open, run to me when I come in through the door. Oh, like just like what just like somebody you would think a biological did. She does the same exact thing,
Yes,
but it come with time,
Yeah.
And then with you being in a house with her, it's gonna be so much more easier. You see it every day. But if you just love her, bro, give it all the love.
What's your age ranges right now?
they all turning. This is the age they're turning this year because
Okay.
they all have birthdays in October and November. So they're turning 10, 9, 7, and 6. And then my newborn will be born in October. So all my kids and my wife's birthdays in October and November only.
Man,
I'm like,
how
dang.
did you do that?
I always joke that's New Year's and Valentine's Day babies.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's how it is every time. I guess
Man,
Valentine's Day has been good to me. So,
yes, sir. Look, hey, I know your pocket's gonna be hurt in December, man.
bro, every time. But yeah, bro, like you just be yourself and just give it that love, like that unadulterated love. And they're gonna make it so easy for you because growing up, especially as a man, we always had to be somebody be somebody or obtain something or be the best on the field, on the court. Before we got that love. Man, with your daughter, you ain't gotta be nothing but daddy. She ain't gotta be nothing but daddy. That's why I adore daughter love, man. Like I'm not mad. Of course I wanted a son, but I'm not mad. I'm not at all. I promise you that.
I know. I feel like that's the question all guys get, man. Do you want a son? Do you want a son? And so I know you say you done. You ain't shooting for one more?
Nah.
Hey,
pregnancy
man,
got me this time, bro. I'm done. I said I can't do this pregnancy stuff no more.
Yeah, I hear you. And somebody had asked me that not too long ago too, and I was like, man, I truly feel in my heart I was destined to be a girl dad, and like you said, I'm cool with that because if I do get a son on the next go around, I'm cool with that too. But I just know I would be too hard on them, too hard.
I know, right?
Like it's something about having a girl. I'm like, hey, whatever she want to do, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Like I can go sit in the ballet, gymnastics. If she want to play football, cool.
Right.
But my son, oh yeah, we got to put them pads on. I gotta see something.
Yeah, like you go hoop. Like this, you have no question. Like you can't do nothing else, bro.
Yes, sir. I gotta make sure you my son, man. Got to.
You got my name on the back, bro. You better act right.
Yes, sir.
But I think it is easier for us with our daughters because of we're men, like how we made up. Like we grew up, trying to appease or do a show out for women, for girls. You know what I mean? That's how it is. So the same with our daughters, we want to appease them. We want to give them that love. We want them to just like to have open arms for us, if you will. It's a different type of love and different type of appeasing, but it is, man. It's gonna be hard for you to put her down. It's gonna be hard for you not to spoil her. It's like, man, I gotta be a parent. I gotta get on her and all that kind of stuff, and I can't let her cute smile make me not do nothing. So
yeah, she got me. I'm telling you right now.
Wrapped.
Listen, I was telling somebody the other day. I said, listen, my daughter is the only person that can pee and poop and throw up on me, and I'll be cool with it. Like the only person, dog. Like and she good now because she'll get me some days and she'll just look and smile. Matter of fact, she got me in this shirt earlier today, man. I got to throw this in the wash right after this.
That's hilarious.
And she keep me laughing all the time, boy.
So is she doing anything new? I know she's only 4 months, but she's probably starting to hold her neck now and all that kind of stuff.
Oh man, bro. So I'm sure everybody says it. Oh, my daughter's so advanced. My kid's so advanced. This girl, I kid you not. Like I said, she has always been very alert since she came out, right? So I feel like within the first couple weeks, she was holding her head up, just trying to see stuff way sooner than I felt like she should have been. So now she's at a point where she literally rolling over. We went to the pediatrician just last week, and as soon as he put her on the table, she just spinning, just like like a little roly poly or something, just spinning. And the pediatrician walked in, she goes, How old is she? Like, she's doing all this, and I'm telling you, she's been doing this for weeks. Just once she learns something, she takes off. So she's at that point getting rolling, laughing. She's really starting to pick up on movements and sounds. So man, I can't go to the pantry get no snacks.
She in
man, as soon as she hear that wrinkling of the bag, she looking trying to see what she can get, man. So Yeah, man,
Man,
it is
that's
so
hilarious.
crazy. It's so
That's
crazy.
hilarious. I think kids nowadays are more advanced. I don't know why. Like I just swear they are.
No,
They
no, that's a
I
fact.
swear.
I mean, kids of all ages, man. Kids of
Yeah.
all. I know. I've got some cousins and stuff that are in that 15, 16, 17 range, and I'm like, y'all working on y'all doctorate degree already? Like, 16, I was just trying to get my driver's license. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now these kids are way ahead of us, boy.
I
Way ahead
swear,
of us.
man. Information stage. That's
Yeah, that
the
is a
era.
fact. That's a fact. These kids can get anything and everything, and they are doing it too. They are finding all the information. I mean, these kids are smart.
Yeah. Swear. So was your baby active in the womb? You said she sounds like she's really active right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and we got two active babies, one semi-active, and one that's want to chill.
Oh man.
so like, and then the one that right now is real active in the womb. So I'm hoping she's gonna be real. I love active babies. I love
Oh, for
messing
real.
around. I be wrestling with them, playing with them. Like you think it's all cute and stuff. Nah, I'll be getting busy with pillow fights, all that stuff. So,
Oh man,
but
yeah, I
she,
know that's coming soon for me then, because yeah, my
oh
baby's
yeah,
active, boy. Like you
that's
said,
what's
real
up.
active in the womb, and I kind of blame her mother for this because, I mean, up until the week that my wife gave birth, she was in the gym, all that stuff every
Mm,
day. I had to stop her from running and all this stuff, man. It was
really?
crazy. So I think that because we were always on the go, we traveling, we used to be up late and on the road and doing this and doing that. I think the baby kind of has that same mindset.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we always say she got FOMO. I mean, literally, she might sleep 2 hours during the day, and she gonna be up rolling, laughing, trying to see what we got going on. But I do appreciate this though. When about 7, 8 o'clock rolls around, she gonna sleep for about 12 hours. Shit,
What?
I think that
Straight? Like she ain't up at night either?
no, I think she'd be so tired throughout the day in the small, just
Swear.
rolling around. But yeah, I'm talking about right now, she's probably knocked out, boy, and she'll sleep till about. And my wife wakes her up, like make sure she get her up at 7 in the morning. But she, yeah, that girl be tired.
What?
You know?
Man, I don't even know if I had a baby that slept through the night at all. I don't think I've ever had
What?
that before.
Bro, I've heard them stories, and I got lucky. Since I say it probably took maybe a month, maybe a month and a half, and like I said, she been knock on wood, she been sleeping through the night every night. Right now, she every now and then she might wake up for like an hour, because she like to move around when she sleep. And so she bumps her head on the crib, and I think that kind of wakes her up, startles her a little bit. Walk in there, rock her a little bit, she be right back out.
Mm.
Mhm.
Oh man, you so lucky. I used to be up. I used to
Ooh,
be up, my guy.
I'm telling
Oh
you,
man. I used to play jazz music and like lo-fi beats and like jazz hip hop. My youngest
for the
daughter,
baby, yeah, yeah,
oh yeah, she loved it. She used to love it. I used to rap to her like them jazz hip hop beats. I can't rap, but I
yeah.
used to make something up and just like say her name a bunch of times and stuff like that. She used to love that and go to sleep.
I'm about to try that. I have done the jazz a little bit, but I haven't tried to hit them with the lo-fi beats yet. I do like
Oh,
the,
bro, yeah, I love that
yeah,
stuff. I like listen to it too, so it's like kind of good for me
that
too. I'm trying to stay calm. My dad like, come on, you gotta go to sleep, baby.
I know.
I
Like,
can't be up all night.
I was telling my wife, I said, look, if I'm gonna play music for this baby, it's got to be something that I enjoy too. I don't want to listen to the Blues Clues or whatever it is that the kid. I need to be
Bluey,
calm.
Bluey,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bluey and all that. I need to listen to what I like so that I'm calm too, man. So we do listen to a little jazz. Like, look, I ain't gonna lie, we listen to a lot of hip hop too, but
Yeah, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong
yeah,
with it.
yeah,
Uh, we're strictly Christian music house. I mean, we play other stuff too, like
mhm,
non like egregious things,
for
not
sure.
little cussing and stuff like that. Like latch and stuff like that. We play stuff like that, but for the most part, gospel music, gospel rap, all that kind of stuff. Just continue to feel their spirit with that, because when they get out in the world, just like we was, they're gonna be listening to anything, doing anything. Like it's the information era, man. They're gonna be caught up, man. So
Honestly, and how do you feel about that, man? Just knowing that one day you gotta let them get out into this world, man.
bro. It's scary because I'm a middle school teacher, bro. And the
You
things they do,
saying it.
the things they do in middle school, bro. Like
You
I didn't know
saying
kids got high in middle school. I
man,
didn't know.
it's different
I
now.
mean, blow, like not just like I mean, they selling gummies in middle school. Like
It's
they
different now, man.
bro. I mean,
It's
having
scary.
lookouts in the classroom trying to get it in school. I'm like, bro, well, y'all, this is middle school, right?
Seriously, what
I'm
happened to the
telling
Pokemon cards?
you.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's only a select few. Like, everybody, back in the day, everybody had Yu-Gi-Oh. I had Yu-Gi-Oh. Everybody
yeah,
had
I was
Yu-Gi-Oh,
on that.
Pokemon. Yeah, but nowadays only a select few people got Pokemon. Cause everybody else, they in their phones. They trying to see something like all that. I mean, you hear the conversations. Oh, she already did that. I'm like, bro, y'all in middle
Come
school.
on, man. I think
So,
that's probably one of my biggest fears is just knowing one day I'm not gonna have that control of what is going on. I don't know what to do, man.
but honestly, bro, in that world, I think I'd rather have a daughter than a son. Simply for the
Mm,
reason because with daughters, a lot of times they act out or they do those kind of things because they don't have a father. They haven't had that fatherly love. And if you give them that,
nothing
more
to
often
worry
than
about.
not,
The less to
yeah,
worry about.
and we got less to worry about, right? Because they
Yeah,
still
yeah.
can get influenced. Some boy they really like can, how we used to talk that talk. So
Oh
somebody will
yeah.
come and talk that talk and all that kind of stuff. So, but I think if we do what we're supposed to do as fathers, I think is we have a better chance of curtailing some of that stuff and making sure that she has her head on straight. I mean, even if she does dive in, she's doing it safely and all that kind of stuff. But with a son, come on, bro, you know how we used to be.
Oh yeah, man.
I didn't care what nobody said.
You
I'm about to
right.
go try to get that. So,
You right. You right.
yeah, so
Yeah.
honestly, that's how I'm starting to feel.
And now that you say that, you right. I'm doubling down on that. God knew I needed a daughter. He knew I needed that daughter, man.
Yeah, man. So have you thought about the future at all, especially with a daughter, like things that you want to teach her, things? I know you say you don't care what she do, and I definitely understand that. And it's kind of exciting to go through them gymnastics and them girl things, and she be
Mhm.
dancing with you, and you be, do the girl dad stuff. My girls be putting makeup on me sometimes. I don't go outside now. But
Yeah,
they because they be like, Dad, let's do your makeup. They be doing my nails and stuff. I be watching TV. I got all the stuff on my face.
I
But
know it's coming.
but I actually love that stuff, man. So like just like maybe sports wise or just artsy wise. I don't know if you have any artistic things with you, but about you, but like, have you thought about that kind of stuff?
So honestly, and I have no artistic bone in my body, boy. I can't draw, color, none of that stuff. I can't play no
Can't color.
instruments. I can't. Boy, I can't do none of that. So, I think for me, I'm more looking forward to what my daughter can teach me.
Ooh.
Like we said, like these kids, they know so much stuff. They learn so much more. I just again looking at my cousins and my sister-in-law and all of them. I feel like I just learned so much from these young kids, and I just know my daughter is going to be into something that I couldn't even have thought of being interesting, right? And it's going to be like a whole new world to me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm looking forward, and whatever she does, like I said, it's totally fine. But if that's playing an instrument, I can't play none of them. So I hope that's something she picks up. Uh, Soccer, lacrosse, one of those sports I know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hope she can draw. Look, I wish you could see my walls. They all look like this, just plain, right? I got no artwork, got nothing up here. So, I'm hoping she's into art. I want to go to some art galleries, man. I want to do all that kind of stuff, man. So, yeah, I think I'm looking more forward to what she's gonna teach me,
I think that's pretty dope, man. I don't think I've ever had anybody answer like that.
man.
That's the thought, man. You gonna be a good girl dad.
Yeah. Hey, I'm trying, dog. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, but part of that is exposing them too. So maybe you could take it to an art gallery, especially when she started. Maybe even now,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
start
yeah.
seeing that kind of stuff because you never know. Did you do anything in the womb, like while she was in the womb? Just like play music for her in the womb and stuff
So
like that? Like,
we definitely do listen to a lot of music, and I'll say, now that we getting old, dog, I have started trying to do pretty much everything opposite of what I was doing, when I was young, right? So I definitely listen to more jazz. I've got here and in Chicago, I've got memberships to the art museum, right? So I try to go to those things. Um, we just try to expose her to a lot of things and a lot of places. We've kind of talked about this is either for her birthday, we haven't figured it out, either her birthday or like Christmas, instead of being like, hey, what gift do you want? Trying to get her to pick an experience, like a place that we haven't been
Mm.
to. And so when I was in the beach last week, they actually had an aquarium, right 5 minutes from us. So we went there and, just seeing her eyes, watch those fish float around for the first time, and, the turtles and all that stuff. So that stuff just, man, it almost made me cry just watching her experience that stuff for the first time. And so, yeah, definitely once, I mean, we've talked about this, once she's a little bit older and, probably would appreciate the art, those kind of things. Oh, we definitely for sure gonna get her in those things. Gonna get her just some plays, some musicals,
Yeah.
all the things I didn't want to do as a kid. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do all that now. All that.
Right. And that's crazy, right? Like we so one track minded as a kid. I know you was football and basketball.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I don't want to do nothing. What are you talking about? But like
No.
now, like, I can appreciate that. Like my wife loves Broadway, and
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind going. Like I don't know nothing about it. I
Yeah.
mean, when we was at Busch Gardens 2 years ago, they had like a semi Broadway show. It was pretty cool. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, they're singing and dancing, but it's cool. Like it was the artistic thing about it was pretty cool. So
Man,
I got definitely feel you on that.
I'm all about the experiences now, man. So funny enough, like I said, I don't really know much about golf. I can swing a club a little bit, but I ended up getting tickets to like the Masters a couple years ago. And
Really?
man, one of the coolest experiences I ever been to in my life, hands down. And I've been trying to get back for like the last 2-3 years. As a matter of fact, just today, they sent me the little notice. Oh, you didn't get tickets. I've been so upset, man. I was mad. I'm just trying to get back in there. And so
Wow.
once I told my wife that, she's like, well, what's the next thing we can do? Want to go to Kentucky Derby? I'm like, I ain't never even seen a horse, but sure, like, let's see what that looking like.
Yeah. I mean, and then we like making memories, especially when you do it with your wife. But that's like one of the other beautiful things about me. You're just doing it with your wife. You just living that
Oh,
life.
yeah.
You look back on, even if it's a week ago or a year ago, like maybe when we did this, we crack up
Mm-hmm.
about it, or
Mm-hmm.
even somebody slipped and fell, or whatever the case may be. I love making memories, man.
For
So
sure.
I definitely feel you on that, man. That's awesome.
Try to get all the memories, all the experiences in you can, man. Because man, this life's short, boy. This thing
It
is
is.
short. You got to take advantage of every day. So, but I'm telling if you got anything out there that you interested in, man, that you can put me on, I definitely take the suggestion. I'm in there.
I'm trying to think. What did we? I don't know. Like, you ever been like on the like canoeing and stuff like that, or like paddle boating, like I'm like, yeah,
Oh
maybe go to
yeah.
a park or something like that. That kind of stuff is kind of fun as
Oh
well.
yeah. Yeah. I did a little
I
canoeing
love
and
roller coasters. We on that junk all the time. Hey,
oh,
yeah,
for sure.
Fair, Busch
Let me tell you,
Gardens.
something else that I did this year I didn't think I would like is snorkeling
Really? How was that?
out in Mexico, man. Man, like I said, I was hesitant. I was like, man, I don't care about seeing no fish and blah blah blah, man. Whatever. Bro, I put my head in that water for that first second. Ocean was amazing, bro. It's so much more colorful down there than you expect. It was like a coral reef and everything. Uh, Fish had colors I never even knew fish could have. Like
Really?
it was crazy. Yeah, but what's that book like the Rainbow Fish or whatever? Uh,
Yeah, like a kid's book, you mean?
yeah, like the kids book. It
Yeah,
got all this spark. I swear I seen one of those float right by me.
that's
So
awesome. That's
yeah,
what's up, man. Y'all do a lot of traveling for real, for real. Like y'all be out there.
man, we try to get to a couple of different places. My wife, she's a way bigger traveler than me. She out of all the 50 states, I think she's been to at least 30, 35 of them.
Sheesh.
She's been to at least 6, 7, 8 countries. Matter of fact, she's
That's
going to the Philippines later this year. Um, so she definitely tries to get me out the house, because if it was up to me,
I'll be at
I
the
go to
crib.
I might go to South Carolina and back and go visit Florida or something, come back. But yeah, man, she has really changed how I view traveling. And when we talked about when retirement becomes an option, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
me a little RV. I'm just gonna hit the road, man. Just see how much I
Bruh.
can see.
Like, yo, I want to so bad. I want to go get an RV, hop on 40, and
Yes,
go all the way
sir.
to Cali, and then
Yes,
come back
sir.
on 20 up top, up north, and come all the way back. But I want to do that so bad.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know why. I feel like everybody I talk to now wants to do that. Like, get an RV and just travel the country. That's gonna be
Man.
all summer. I think it'll be so fun.
Yes, sir. Look, I'll take all year if I have to, man. I'll take all year if I have to.
That's what's up. So it seems like y'all still have a, when a kid comes, sometimes you and your wife can like stop having a date in life, and you stop having, being a couple. You just only be parents. So it seems like y'all
Mhm.
still are making sure y'all date each other, making sure that that fire is still kindled.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there
It,
anything specific that you do, like a date night, anything like to make sure that you are keeping that up?
I will say it hasn't been as great as we planned. Just life, man.
Life,
You got a lot
life.
of stuff that comes up, right? But I will say like one thing that like we will do is, I mean, we have no problem taking the baby with us, right? Like if it's, um, for example, like I love going to movies, right? But baby got to be asleep at a certain time, or we don't want to take the baby into the regular movie theater. Go to the drive-in, still get that movie in, still get that time together. We still got the baby.
And she still go to sleep in that car. Hmm.
Exactly, exactly. So it's been different. We start to find different little ways. Obviously, I've got my family here now, and when my mom's able to babysit, we'll drop her off. We don't want to be, abusing it, too much.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
disappear to Mexico for 3 weeks or nothing like that. But we definitely still, man, we'll get out and like Saturday mornings go to the park. I usually get my run in while she's watching the baby, and we come back and chill, get something to eat, those kind of things. So um, yeah, we definitely it's date nights are definitely different, but they still
Hmm.
there.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I think, man, sometimes I feel like I don't do a good enough job of that, making sure that we do dates. We do stuff, a lot of stuff with the kids, which I love doing. I love family time, but I do got to make sure I, have
Get
that
that
one
one
on
on
one
one.
time. And
Yeah,
we
that's
do like we watch shows together. Like she loves watching TV and like movies and stuff. I'm not the biggest. Like you know me, I rather pick up a book. Like I love
mhm.
reading. But I watch shows with her and stuff like that. So that's kind of our time. We talk, we pause, or we watch like sermons or podcasts together, and we pause it and talk about it. That's some of the most fruitful conversations we have when we watch like a marriage podcast or something like that, and then we just talk. Oh, I love it. I love those conversations, road trips and just talking. I
Oh
love that.
yeah, yeah. So that I think probably that's our biggest date. Going on these road trips. In these last 4 months, man, we've been to, like I said, all the way from Ohio. We've been to South Florida. We've been to North Carolina. I mean, we done been somewhere I feel like every single month, and we still got some more planned for the
Mm.
rest of this year. So, yeah, we definitely. If my wife gets an idea, I just go with it. Hey, cool. I got to drive. Cool. Just pack it. If you pack it, I'll drive. Let's
Yeah.
go. So,
So you drive mostly. I drive mostly as well.
oh man, my wife does not drive like at
That's
all,
hilarious.
at all, at all. So when she lived in Chicago, she got there before I did. She actually got rid of her car, and so she hasn't owned a car in 6, 7, 8 years, right?
Really?
So yeah, she can drive. I always joke with people like, oh, she don't even have her license, but she can drive. She can. But most of the time, like if we go somewhere, or she'll wait till I get off work and be like, I gotta go to Target. I already know what that means. Let me go ahead and
Yeah.
get dressed.
I bet you love that too. Like just
Oh,
a kind of like a chauffeur is just,
oh, I
being
don't
needed
mind.
to.
I don't
Yeah.
mind. And the good part about it was because she doesn't drive. I mean, I get to pick the cars. So I got my dream truck. A couple months ago, and
That's awesome.
she like, cool. You gonna be driving whatever you want to do. Say less.
Um, I always end it like this, man, especially with the 4-month-old, man. And like I told you off the air, this is for the archives. So what's one thing that you want to speak to your daughter, like in the here and now, that she will hear in the future? Whatever it is, encouragement,
Mm,
whatever you want to do, just give her one nugget or just whatever.
one nugget, just a piece of advice. If I can give her any advice, Just be you. Do whatever you want to do. Whatever that is, just do it. I love you. I always love you. I don't care what it is. I'm always gonna be in your corner, man. So uh look, she always got at least one fan. I know she got her mother too, but she definitely got me as a fan, whatever that is. Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. Hey, one day she'll come and look at that and just see how much you bubble up over here, man. It's nothing like it. My kids watch me do the podcast and stuff. They love it. They love watching. Hey, you about to do a podcast tonight? They love that stuff, man. So
Yes, sir.
I swear they be listening. So I don't know, man. I think they be listening.
Good.
Man, like I said, appreciate you hopping on the podcast.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man.
You already know, man. Make sure everybody listen. Make sure y'all subscribe. Like, comment. This is my boy Nick Willis. This is episode 117. 117.
Ooh.
It's fine. It's fine.
Man, congratulations on all these episodes, man. You're doing your thing, man. Proud of you. Good to see you, my brother. We definitely got to chop it up again.
Yeah, man. It was a pleasure. It's been too long.
Yes, sir. All right, big dog.
All right, everybody stay blessed. Word.